Greetings fiends, darklings and stitchers, welcome back to my channel, and this is another floss tube. I do actually have a bit of a channel announcement to make. So before I go any further, for those of you that have subscribed just to see the Gothic home decor content, I will drop in the description below details of my other channel. So basically what I've done is I've split the two channels up, and this channel, Mad Morty, is just going to be for Flosstube, maybe one or two other creative things that I do, but going forwards there won't be any home decor things on it. And if you have a look through the videos, you'll probably, by the time I've uploaded this, you'll only see two, so which will be Flosstube 1, Flosstube 2, and this is Flosstube 3. So for the stitchers, this is just going to be about stitching now, so, and other crafts, so that everything else will go onto the other channel. Because what I was finding was I was uploading Flosstube and getting loads of subscribers, and then I'd upload something to do with Gothic home decor and I'd lose 2 or 3, and I don't really want that to happen because I don't want to scare people away by doing something completely different. And if you're here to see stitching, you're here to see stitching, so that's how it's going to play from now on. So if you come to this video first, this might not make a lot of sense, but equally if you go and watch any of the other videos first, you'll hear me mention other videos and where I'm sat and what I'm doing and travel and things like that. If you want to go and find out more about those, the details will be down in the description. So without further ado, let's move on to Flosstube. Today's the 1st of March. It has been, I said, forgive me Father for I have sinned, it has been about 6 weeks since I last posted up a Flosstube. I did warn you back at the beginning that I wouldn't post very often. I am not the most prolific of stitchers, and you're about to see evidence of that, so bear with me. Don't laugh too hard at the next sort of 15 minutes, and we'll see where we go from there. So let's start with finishes. I actually have a finish. This is where you might laugh, because you'll remember from my last video that I had not long finished the Peppermint Purple 2020 stitch along. I hadn't yet started the 2021. I was working on the Panna Christmas moves and I was working on the Siren's Lament. Not much has changed. You'll see in a minute. But in between times, I started a kit and finished it. And it's one of the smallest kits going. It is a Mill Hill beaded ornament kit. Or I think you're actually supposed to make these as magnets, but I prefer them to hang on my tree. And particular my Halloween tree. So this one is the Mill Hill Dracula, so I'll put him just there. There you go, see? Come back a bit so he's a bit more in focus. And so I started and finished him quite quickly. I made a beaded hanger, and the back has been backed with felt. That's it. That's my one finish. I'm so embarrassed. But the other kits that I'm working on, or the charts that I'm working on, take considerably longer. So moving swiftly on to works in progress, to the whips. First up, we have actually got the Peppermint Purple 2021 stitch along, which is here. So I made a start. Oh, hang on, I've got a pair of scissors hanging off the back. Got attached to the magnet. So there we go. So I have made a start, and unlike last year where I left the border right to the end, I've made a start on the border. I'm considerably behind. They're on a way about week 9 now, I think. And as you can see, I've only got 7.5 boxes stitched. But one of the things that went wrong was I started to stitch the border and realised that I had left this edge off all the way around. So I had to unpick. Oh, I'd got to the middle, so I'd done that much. I had to unpick all of that, frog it right out, then do the outer border and then restitch it, and then I made a start. Just had to start on some of the pattern. I needed to get on with it and do it. So that's where I am with the Peppermint Purple 2021 stitch along. It's being done on DMC white 18 count. It's still got a bit creased there, and my very cute little needle minder matches a little bit of purple thread. Makes it, when I do that, it looks like it's actually coming off it. So yeah, there you go. So that's work in progress number 1. Number 2 is the Christmas Mousse by Panna. I haven't got very far with this, but he's actually getting to lots of antlers now, so I'll share that with you. I'm not sure how many stitches I've done on it, to be honest. Now, between now and when I do the next Flosstube, which I can assure you will probably be in a week's time, and more on that in a minute, I will keep a better record of what stitching I've done. The reason I haven't kept count is because I'm involved with Myth and Magic Stitch Wars with my lovely vampires. Hello vampires. And we are starting the next battle today, so I've got to get this uploaded and then start stitching. So I'll be keeping a record of what stitching I do. Excuse me. My sister has a lovely way of putting it, and she used to do this when we did crosswords, and you would say to her, how many letters has the word got? She'd ask us, do you know what this word is? How many letters has it got? She'd go, I don't know, lots. And say, well, how many's lots? And she'd go, you know, 1, 2, 3, some many lots. I've done lots of stitches. So I think I didn't actually watch the video to see how much I've done. I know that all of this is new. I think most of the second colour that's in here is new. Probably half of that's new. I know he didn't have eyes before. So he's coming on. I'm looking forward to getting him finished, actually. It'd be nice to have him finished and fully FFO'd, ready for hanging at Christmas. So the last work in progress I've got is the Siren's Lament by Anne Stokes, which is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's being worked on 25 count, easy count, 25 count even weave. I can't remember whether it's what particular fabric it is now, but there you go. And that's how far I've got with it. Haven't stitched on this for a week or two, actually, because I've concentrated on the moose, but we'll be doing more stitching on that tonight to get that moved along a bit more. I'm on around about 6,500 stitches, I think, started. And again, I'll be able to give you a better idea next time of how many stitches I've done in between. It's all been done on 10th stitch, 2/1. If I get in too close, you won't be able to see it clearly, but I really love the colours in this section. And I love the way that the light reflects off the rocks here. Amazing. Done a really good job of charting that. The actual original picture is something special as well. So those are my whips. So what I'll do now is move on to haul, because I actually have some haul this week, and then I'll do my plans and announcements, because there is something going on. Right, so next haul. Anybody that's watched Flosstube number 2 will see that I talked about the purple thread for this one. And I was doing DMC 550 for the outlines and the border, and DMC 3837 for the pattern bits here. Okay. And in my last video I said that I'd ordered one skein and the shade was off to what was on the bobbin. You know, you get mixed dye lots. So I was going to order another skein of thread, and then I decided, knowing my luck, if I ordered just one, it would turn up and it wouldn't match either of the other two. So I ordered 2. So the first bit I've got of my stash is actually ordered, and I have got the threads. So that's also why I have started working on the infill patterns for that stitch along, because I now have the threads that I need to do it, and these do match the other skein of thread that I had. I have also bought, at long last, Just Cross Stitch 2020 Special Collector's Issue for Halloween. I am really looking forward to doing some of these, actually. There's a couple of charts in here that are fab. They completely speak to me, and if you'd think I would have put post-it notes in here, wouldn't you? Let me find it. There's one in particular that I really like, and I'll make sure I don't show you the chart itself. I can find it. Oh, come on, where are you? There it is. I won't show you the chart, but the picture. I think I've got enough thread. I'll be able to do this as an ornament. Beautiful Gothic window. I've actually got a mirror that's this shape upstairs. And the backs of my armchairs have got this design in them as well, which is very typically Gothic. And you've got little bats and the cat sat there. And that looks quite simple. It's only 7¼ inches by 5 inches. So that one would be fun to do. And I think there was another one that I really liked, because I'm not huge on Halloween. I like goth, and I do have quite a few sort of Halloween and pumpkin sort of things around, but I'm less into the cute sort of like boo spooky side of it, and more into the sort of, the Gothic horror side of it. For example, I would do this one and hang it above our drinks bar. Let's pick your poison. Or maybe where the coffee cups live. I think that's quite cute, but it's not too Halloween-y. So yes, so that came out for Halloween 2020. It says on it, display until October the 19th, 2020. I am really tempted to go away and get a couple of the other back issues on that one. And it's quite cute because the back has got a load of Mill Hill kits. So funnily enough, as part of the same haul, I bought some Mill Hill kits. And I bought Boris the Bat. Sorry about the glare on there. I should take these out of the packets, really. I bought the Bewitching Pumpkin. See if I can. Yeah. If I tilt it that way, it doesn't glare so much. I bought Sassy Spider. And the Wacky Wendy. And last but not least, and you'll forgive the way the packet looks, I'll explain this in a few minutes when I talk about plans, but and then we have Webster. I really like the colours on this one, the dark teal. There's a nice big bead. There's quite a lot of beading that goes into it, and you can see the colours here. I think they're fab. There's orange, but there's so little orange in it, you'd be surprised. So I bought those, and I have managed to get my hands on a copy of Raven Queen by Nora Corbett from Mirabilia. I am very much looking forward to doing this. I think I'm going to stick with the teal, but I am probably, I don't know if I will or not. I was going to swap out the beads and her crown for silver, because I'm not a gold girl, in case you can't tell. But it's going to affect the, I know what the correct name for a top, capital, that's it. The correct name for the top of a column is a capital. It's going to affect the capital, and it's going to affect the balustrade on the balcony behind her. So I'm not sure. I'm a bit torn. I'd really like your input on this one. What do you think? Do you think I should go for changing it all for silver? Or do you think I should stick with the gold? Or even, do you think I should swap out the green for purple to match my... Because I'm a bit of a purple girl. Yeah, let me know what you think. And if you've got any links to any conversions, they would be interesting to see. So that, although I'm not going to be doing that just yet, it's going to be added to my stash, and at some point in the future I will stitch it, so watch this space. The rate I'm going though, the mousse might just about be done by Christmas. The Peppermint Purple stitch along should be done by the end of the year. Siren's Lament's going to take me about 4 or 5 years to complete, so Might start her after I've done the moose. Okay, so plans. I don't have any announcements as such for you, but plans. So I've already mentioned the fact that the Myth and Magic Stitch Wars starts again today. So we are busy battling our way through that. And I will drop a link to the Facebook page for anybody who's interested in joining in who hasn't already. It will all be explained there if you want to have a quick look at that. But basically you stitch to get ingredients, and when you've got the right ingredients you can make up spells for either attack or for healing, and then you basically throw the attacks at your opponents in the hope to try and get them out of the game, because if they've then got hit points on against them, they've got to stitch healing to recover from it. And last man standing wins, basically. So that is Myth Magic Stitch Wars. The other thing I'm involved in is March Mayhem, which is an offshoot from the original Mania, and this month we get to decide what we're going to stitch on. So because I've already got 3 whips on the go, I didn't want to start any new whips. I didn't want to do stitching bingo, whip go or anything like that. I had a look through my stash and discovered that I've now got, including the 5 I've just bought, about 16 or 17 Mill Hill kits to do. So I figured I would stitch on those all month to see how many I get through. I have no idea how long it's going to take me to do them, but I'm starting today, and that is why Webster looks like this, because I've prepped it all already. And I have put all of the colours, I'll just give that a little shake out. I've done this before, couldn't I? That would have made sense. So I've put all of the colours on a card. I create my own cards just from some packaging and a hole punch, and I just write on it what the colours are and what their symbol is. I have separated out the beads already, because I do so many of I dropped them. That was stupid. Right. Because I do so many of these Mill Hill kits, and because I have a friend who's a designer who creates kits as well, and she gets lots of beads in them, I have quite a good stash of Mill Hill beads. And the one that it seems to be in every single kit is the Petite Black. These ones. Sorry, there's a lot of glare on that. The catalogue number is 42014. So basically I just separate them out into little baggies all the time, and where I get lots of kits that use the same colour over and over, any leftovers sort of build up, and I've no idea what I'm going to do with them, to be honest. But it kind of gets to a point where if I'm doing something like Raven Queen or anything else that's got a lot of beading in, I shouldn't, in theory, have to go away and buy more when you consider just how many I've got in that bag. So that's quite a good... It's like buying drugs, isn't it? I want 5 grams of Mill Hill. So anyway, my name is Mad Morty. You were warned. Right. And it's stitched on painted perforated paper. I think they want us to stitch on the blue side, because the other side's sort of just a whitey grey colour. So I'm going to stitch on the blue side. I have blown my chart up. I'm not going to show you the chart, but hopefully by the time I next do a Flosstube, I will have finished that, and hopefully I might even have finished a second one. The aim is really to kind of do one every couple of days and see how far I get, because I just keep buying more and not stitching them, and that's why Dracula got done in the last month. You're like, I've got to get on and do these. So there you go. So that's my stitching plans. The last thing to talk about, because this is nearly 20 minutes long already, is the next Flosstube. My husband has asked if he could join in. Now, David is not, well, if I'm not a prolific stitcher, if he moved any slower, people would probably catch a cold. So, he is a novice stitcher, bless him. I make a joke, but I'm not, it's not funny. I'm very proud of him actually. And he's not a normal man. He is the complete opposite of what you expect normal men to be. He was built in the Royal Navy. He's the love of my life. He's my soulmate, but he can sew, he can knit, he can iron. He is quite happy wielding a paintbrush, and he's happy wielding a chainsaw, but he's also happy you know, putting the hoover over. So he's very much my life partner. We have been married, this year will be 8 years, and yeah, he stitches. So he has done a couple of kits in the past, little ones. He's done very small things like his scissor keeper. I'll get him to show you that. But he's currently working on a project which is nearly finished, and he does have plans to start another one, but he thought he'd come along and join in next week. He was supposed to when I did this one, but we didn't get time to film it yesterday, and now he's gone to work and he's away a week. So yeah, special guest next week. So if you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ask me any questions you want to ask, say what you want to see in these videos, if there's something else you want me to talk about, you know, anything that's even not related to stitching. If you want me to include some of the other things I might have done. I made a couple of Christmas cards this week, for example, that were handcrafted but not stitched. And I will see you next time. Happy stitching.